Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy, BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are back with, oh man, I got a special one for you guys. Server 1's King Alliance has officially slain the dragon, and we are going to show you the footage. I actually had to record this on my phone just because it was so early in the morning. So again, I apologize for a little bit lower of quality, but I'll be kind of recording over the recording. And so you can see here that King has taken it. And again, we'll show you a little bit more here. And you can see right now it says 300,000 out of 300,000, right? We can click on it and you can see here, right, the target cannot be attacked and we'll retaliate against any attackers. I'm curious if this means that if someone comes to attack it, it's only 300,000 HP that they have to do. So I wonder if that just means that it's easier to kill after you've kind of done all the work. That'd be curious to find out. But it is only open for 52 more minutes. Again, they got a 10% CP recovery speed, which is awesome. Alliance member limit +8. Again, just a great job here. We're going to go ahead and show this off. I got the recording here. And with that in mind, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell. Of course, if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. Always remember, new videos are coming out every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time /14 UTC if you want to go off in-game time. Okay, so let's go ahead and switcheroonie this up. And here we go. Yeah. So I'm actually going to mute that. There we go. Cool. I was using, I think, AZ Recorder for this one. So I was just trying to figure out some of the settings real quick because I've used it before. But, again, not to anything, really to an extent. So, because for this one, I think I could only record 720. So, again, quality's okay. It's not that bad. But you can see here, right? So let's start off with King has... I think they had 78. I thought it was 79 that I saw, but I know right there in the... Oh, no, it was 79. But this is recording a little bit into the fight, right? So you can see, I think we were at 8 mil, something to that effect, just because I got on a little bit late. But now, just kind of looking at how the fight's going on, they're doing great damage here, if you look, right? 3 mil HP already down. Like, you got some Shadow Game, some Time Bomb skills that are coming out, right? It looks like we got some heals going out here. Heals from, I think it was from the rune that they might have just picked up. And then a lot of ranged that we're seeing, right? If you're just looking on the perimeter, Shadow Game's Hard Shot Sal's, Burst Strike just going down so hard. Again, you can see Dragon is facing in this direction. It looks like because they're aggro pulling, right? You can see the one unit here that's going back and forth, the infantry, at least what it seems to be possibly an infantry unit. Again, a lot of the players are staying out of range right now, as you can see from the dragon skills, and I think because of that, they're really outputting a lot of damage, right? It looks like they're either trying to stay to the back of the dragon so far, and again, you see the taunt that's being used. I wonder if that, for them running, is a little bit more focused on pulling that aggro there for the dragon, because that really is what it's... Okay, so there you go, right? So OMP, ONG... stopped. Now, I think if I'm looking at this right, it looks like Fire and Blood is now the person, because you could see how the name changes here kind of around the top middle. You see the dragon kind of does his own like confused type spell or confused type skill. And again, now just look at all the ranged here on the right. It looks like about the right middle of the screen. That's really focusing on, again, staying at max range there from the dragon while still outputting as much damage as they can. Still 74 out of 80 players that King has here. Again, just a lot of damage right now, almost at 4 mil HP. And then now look at what's happening with the dragon, right? You can see Fireblood is again pulling that aggro there, trying to keep the dragon right on opposite side so it's not facing the others. I think the important bit here right now, it looks like some people are running away. Now they come back. Again, I like the coordination here, even though from what we heard, right, the majority of the players were not on voice. For what we had confirmed from someone that was in King, it was just a lot of kind of text coordination that they planned as far as before they actually started. And I'm sure, right, if everyone was on voice, I'm sure it would probably be, a little bit better. Now, this is the thing, right? When Dragon's coming, I would imagine, right, trying to disperse as quickly as they can, right, getting their mages to max range so you can kind of generate a little bit more distance. And then now it looks like Dadbot is pulling aggro, at least from what it looks like, right, as far as who they're switching to and what it shows there at the top middle, who's closest. And again, it looks like the mages, the archers, the ranged units are doing a good job, right, of trying to get it max distance, right, away from the dragon skills that are being hit. You can see 2.5 mil now on the HP that's left. And it does seem as though they came in with a game plan. I think, in my opinion, doing dragon, based on what we're seeing so far, is a little easier, if not decently easier, than doing the magma daemons. Why? Because for the most part, excuse me, I'm like going into my settings here, I was trying to increase my brightness on my phone just because I couldn't see it that well. But what you can see here, right, is for the most part, outside of, and you can see, like, look at this, right? Again, good spread here before Dragon ends up hitting the skill. Only a few units are really being caught in that, the majority of them, right? You just having, again, as long as everyone's paying attention, you have enough time to split. A lot of it is just that AoE arc, and then you have kind of the fire line that's being hit, right? Another one that's going down here. And again, right, there you go. See, you can see the spread that's happening. A little bit delayed. Looks like one unit really, for the most part, kind of got caught there. And everyone else is still doing, right? Almost now at 2 million damage, 67 out of 80 players that are left. And you can just tell, right now you're kind of seeing like the AoE bombs that are happening. This is why it's important at certain points to be spread out. Now, we can't see how long the fight has been going on for, even though now, what are we at, right? So we're 4.5 minutes in. You could say it's been going, I think, about maybe 6 minutes so far, 6.5 minutes. And that's when you're starting to see the variety of some of the skills. It could also just be because of HP 2 as well, right, with them getting closer to 2 mil. Another healing stone came out. Now I think they're focusing on the lizards right now, which I believe is what they're fighting up there north, and some others that had popped. Again, now you have another, looks like, again, Dragon, oh gosh, I just want to say, not even direction, Dragon Road or Fire Road. I have to go and look what the actual skill is for that. Let's see here. I actually have his skill sets. Ooh, wow, and I can actually show you guys damage rankings too as well. Let's see here. I think it's called Burnout. Breeze Fire, yeah. So it looks like that's what it's called. It's called Burnout, and then Scorch is the one. Increasing nearby friendly legions. Let's see here. Burnout magic skill, enemies in a forward rectangle. Yeah. And then Claws, imagine a target legion. Dragon Claw Strike, that's the single target one. So this one that's being hit right now, that looks like to be his, not Scorch Mark, maybe it is another one. There's only 3 skills that it's showing. Oh, but that's probably because it's already capped right now, unfortunately. Okay, I was just looking at my other screen. Here we go, right? 1.5 mil damage left, 60 out of 80 players still, right? You see a Tear of Arbor just got thrown down, more Shadow Games. We got some Time Bombs, Burst, another Shadow Games being thrown at us, a lot of damage being done. And again, right, the big part here is just being spread out constantly. Like, I think that really, when you're looking at the simple strategy here for Dragon, right, it's have a few tanky infantry units, right? At least so far, it looks like they might need maybe somewhere between 5 and 10. And then the rest, right, you could probably get away 70 to 75 players, just archers, mages, right? And then just playing the range game, staying outside of the burnout skill. And then burnout with the flying skill, and then his arc breath skill as well. And then, right, you should be pretty much good. Obviously, when, the lizards pop, you're primarily going to be focusing on them. Let me see here what they have for info. Yeah, see, I have to go click on one in a kingdom that does not have it capped, right? But look, 150k HP left right now. And, right, they're probably 8.5 minutes in, I would imagine, because, again, I did start recording a little bit late, and they were able to do a lot of their bulk damage early, and then, bam, goes to 0. I mean, oh, there it is, Blazing Breath. There, you see it said it right there at the end, right? So you got the Blazing Breath. That's the one that goes around. And I think this is where I asked if they could send me, I'll just play it through just for a sec, right? But I asked if they could send me a report, and you can see everyone is going right now to purify the dragon. We'll fast forward here a little bit, and then we will show you guys, let's see here what they have. So, yeah. So, again, purifying, right, you see a lot of the people that are going, I mean, again, decent, right? And the cool thing about purifying is you can actually, go in after the battle finishes. So you see more of the units for players from King that are coming in now, right? So once the battle actually finishes, you can see. And just so we know, right there at the end, right, you can see how many people did they have. 55 people left that they were able to get. And then we'll fast forward here on the Purify. Let's see if we can go a little faster just to kind of show you guys the end, right? Oh, yeah. So for some reason it lagged here for a minute, right? But look, they had 60. I think that's what it was, 60 right there. We get 14 more people in. Or sorry, 50, sorry, like 14 plus players in there, right? So they'd had 74 out of 80 to Purify. Here you go towards the end where they get the congratulations. Again, you can see a little bit of lag, right? It was at 02, and then bam, right, there we go. Now you see King Flame Dragon. Look at the dragon, he's just sliding, bro. He's just like the DM sliding, right, while he's looking at him, just, hey. So that was cool, really awesome. All right, so now we got that. Let's head back here if we can. And what we're going to do now is show you guys just some damage, right? Just get some shout-outs here. This is what I was trying to look at earlier, where you can go here and you can see Burnout, right? Flies into the air. That was it. And then it was the other skill that I just mentioned there that was actually being used. And you can see here, we just go look at damage rankings, right? So let's see. Oh, wow. So it actually shows you, right, for the 79 people. And you can see here, right, everyone who did a lot of damage. Badger Knight, number 1. Dadbod 2. MCY number 3 for top 3 in damage rankings, right? All 264 plus. But again, right, look at everyone. They had 19 people that did 200 plus damage, right? Then they had 60 players that did 100K plus damage. So again, really, really good, right? 67 at 50K plus, 75, 20. I mean, again, right? And most likely, I would imagine Ghost and others, maybe they had like some of the stronger people that were tanking. I would be curious to see if maybe that was the play there on what they opted. But still, and most likely, right, because I think if you look at the very bottom, right, and this makes sense, OMPG and Fireblood, they were tanking, right? So I would imagine, because we saw those people being targeted by the dragon, so it looks like they might have had their strongest players tanking so they could sustain as long as possible to allow everyone else to output as much damage. And then really they just had, right, one person draw the aggro and pull aggro from dragon, and then have everyone else whose range is constantly be moving, so that way that infantry unit could pull, and then they're just sitting on the perimeter damaging as much as they can, and then hitting those skills, the artifact skills, the moment they come up. So, man, awesome job, dude. So fun. I wish I could have been here recording in-game, but again, they did it a little bit too early by the time I was ready. Happy to show this one off. Big congratulations and kudos to King for getting the world first, really, here for Flame Dragon. Again, I'm going to try and see if we can get a Magma Daemon attempt again. I think they might be doing that before it actually shuts off, or before the tally count comes in, that they're going to end. But, man, this was awesome to watch. As I said, big congrats and shout-out to them. It seems like Dragon a lot easier than the Magma Daemon so far. So, again, this was fun. Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. Did you guys enjoy the fight? What'd you think about a little bit of the strategy that we saw? I'll try and ask them if we're able to, and maybe I'll put something in the pinned comment when it comes to some of the pairings, and maybe if there was any other things that might have been more intricate on the details for the strategy and tactics that we just couldn't make out already. But, again, awesome attempt, awesome victory and success. So, yeah, man, happy to be able to show you guys the world first, exclusive here from S1 King's victory on Server 1's Dragon / the final boss so far here, right, for Season 1 and or if continued seasons. All right, that is it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch y'all later.